Greetings, I'm Baldur. You've maybe heard of me. I'm from Norse mythology like Thor and that darned Loki. What scum he is. Anyways, let's get to the good stuff because you should really know more about me besides the fact that I'm dead. I'm the son of Odin, the old guy with the beard and one eye, ring any bells? And his wife Frigg, who really just creates events and weaves the events of people's lives, which is pretty cool. Anyways, being gods, they passed on their godliness to me. I'm the god of joy, light, and purity. About my name, there's not much known besides that it's perhaps modeled after the Old Norse word Baldur, which means bold. But what if I said it was modeled after me? Would that confuse you? It confused Thor once. He doesn't have many brain cells that are used for actually thinking as opposed to just fighting giants. But what about my myths? I only have one myth truly based around me. Of course, it's about my death. There's the short version, I was shot through the heart with an arrow and died, or there's the longer version, which I'll tell you. A long time ago, when I was alive, everybody and everything loved me. But when I began to have dreams of my undoing, the gods and I began to fret. While we were in this state, Odin resurrected an oracle and had them tell my future. We had to confirm they would die sometime soon, and I was even more scared now. My mother then went out to everything, living or non-living, in the 9 realms, having them promise not to hurt me so I'd feel more comfortable. After she did that, the gods of Asgard had a new game in mind. What they'd do is they'd throw spears or shoot arrows at me made of anything, and they'd either just bounce off my body or travel over my head, which was pretty cool. But Loki, being Loki, wanted to try and cause some mayhem with this game. He went to my mother and asked, "Did you make everything promise not to hurt Baldur?" And she replied saying, "Everything but the mistletoe, but the mistletoe is such a small harmless thing it could never hurt Baldur." Basically meaning, mistletoe was my weakness. So Loki went out to find some mistletoe. He carved an arrow out of it and ran back to Asgard. He found the blind god Hoder and asked him to fire the arrow. But since Hoder was blind, he couldn't aim. Loki then aimed for Hoder, and together they shot an arrow straight through my heart, and I fell down dead. Knowing this was the first step to Ragnarok and me being loved by all, many were horrified seeing my limp body on the ground. And when my wife heard of this, her heart broke and she died too. So now together we went down to the underworld to see Hel, the goddess of death. Back in Asgard, Frigg was wondering whether anyone would be willing to go down to the underworld in reason for my return. Hermod, my half-brother, accepted the quest and rode one of Odin's horses all the way down Yggdrasil, the world tree, down to the underworld. Once he was there, he argued with Hel, asking for my return, and Hel said, "If you go around to everything, living or non-living, and everything weeps, then I will allow Baldur to return to the land of the living." So Hermod rushed back to Asgard, told everyone of this, and they quickly rushed across the 9 realms, making sure everything wept. And everything did, except for a giantess known as Talk. But Talk actually is just Loki in disguise. So since he already killed me, of course he won't want me back. He said, Hel should get to keep what Hel has. And I was bound to the underworld forever.